So in today's video I wanted to answer some of the questions that I frequently get on this channel about how I go about getting my sound and how I record everything for these videos, because it's something that comes up, periodically, so I figured I would get the answers out of the way. So in short, everything starts typically with this Fender / Squier Stratocaster. It's a roasted Fender neck, but it is a Squier Affinity body that I sanded down and repainted. I recently subbed out the pickups in it, but again, tends to be my guitar. This is not my main guitar. My main guitar is my beautiful Kinnell JK Archtop that was custom handmade for me. I love this guitar to death, but it does not have fret dots on the front. So it makes a lot of teaching online difficult because the people on the internet like fret dots. So I tend to use this Strat for all of my video lessons. I do sometimes use my trusty Chapman ML3 Traditional, which I have a whole video on as well if you want to check that out. But 9 times, well, not even 9 times, like 99 times out of 100, it will be this blue Strat that you see. Now I run this into the incredible HX Stomp. This is my favorite gear purchase probably that I have ever made. It is truly an incredible piece of equipment, and running through this particular patch, I have 2 main patches that I use for pretty much everything that I do. This one has what is called the Poly Sustain, which is very similar to the EHX Freeze, and it takes up a lot of, we call it DSP. It's basically like RAM for a pedal. It takes up a lot of that, so it's just the amp, and that's the only effect that I have on it other than some reverb. I am pretty much always running the US Deluxe on the normal channel, so it's like a Fender Deluxe reverb. That's my amp. I'm almost always running it into a 1x12 Deluxe reverb cabinet. And then that runs into the Dynamic Plate Reverb, which is my favorite reverb in any pedal that I've ever come across. I absolutely love the sound of this. But so this is the sound that you hear, especially in my solo guitar chord melody videos. And it is also the setting that you hear right now in these videos. But the thing that's different about these videos versus when I record those solo guitar things is the solo guitar stuff, I literally just take the out and plug it into, I'll turn this around I guess, my Focusrite 2i2. Nothing fancy. It does the job. It's incredible. I usually do like to have the air input on the preamps put on, but that's kind of where I directly run into. But here in the room, in these lesson videos that I do, I run into currently the effects loop of a trusty Mambo 10 wedge amp. It's been my main amp for the last 5 or 6 years. It's a fantastic amp made by John Mambo out in the UK. One of the best parts about this amp is that it has a wonderful wedge design, so you can roll it back without the need for an amp stand. It's super small and compact. It only weighs about 17 pounds, which is pretty darn convenient. And then when I use this, though, I only use it now with the effects loop. So I run the Helix straight into this, and I don't use it as an amp anymore. It does sound incredible as an amp. I highly encourage you to check them out, but I only really use it in the instance that it's with my HX Stomp. I just use that through everything so that I know what my sound is going to sound like no matter what venue I'm at. And sorry if you can see the amount of cat hair that went out of that. My cats love to climb on this amp as well. So that's the amp. And then all of the sound for my YouTube videos, my lessons, runs through this wonderful Rode NT1A microphone. So that captures my sultry baritone voice and the guitar just coming out of the cabinet on my desk there. Everything runs into Logic, and of course, again, if you guys are interested in what I do to those solo guitar videos and everything in Logic, I would of course be happy to do a rundown on that as well, but it's pretty guitar nerdy for me today, and I try not to be the biggest guitar nerd in the world and worry more about the music. So hope that answers some questions that you guys keep asking about, what am I using, how am I getting my sounds. It's just a Fender amp with a nice, beautiful plate reverb, either running through the air into the Mambo, running from the air of the Mambo into this Rode NT1A on my desk, or running directly from the Helix into the Focusrite. There's nothing crazy here. I don't have $1 million setup, and for those of you who are curious at all, when I first started this channel, everything was shot on my iPhone, but I have since upgraded to a GoPro Hero 9. It really, does the job. It shoots in 5.3K, which is even above, the wonderful 4K. And I really appreciate having a dedicated camera. It's also perfect for gigs and what have you. You can bring it. Only problem is really the battery life, but it's so easy to just pop them out and pop them in. It's really not that big of a deal. So if you're in the market for a camera, the GoPro's a fantastic choice. But that's going to be it for me today. It's kind of a tour of all of my stuff and how I get my sound. So if you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. If you want to support me in the channel, I do have a Patreon page linked down below. You get a week's early access to videos and some other cool perks, and you also get to support me and the hours I put into putting this free educational content out into the world. If you wanted to take a guitar lesson with me, I have a link to that down in the description below. I'd absolutely love to work with you on whatever's troubling you on the guitar. And last but not least, I've got at least 2 new videos coming out every week, so I'd hope to see you in the next one. And until I do, I'll wish you a wonderful day, and I hope you have some fun playing the guitar. Thanks.